What's going on, everybody? Who's ready for a beer? I think I'm ready for a beer. Hope everybody's doing good on this wonderful Sunday afternoon. Weather's freaking gorgeous out here. So what better way to finish off the week than with a nice beer? I'm excited. I think today is going to be a good one. Today we got a pretty good one, I'm hoping. What's up, Graham? How you doing, my friend? And Pam, how you doing? Good to see you. Good to see you. Man, I don't know if it's just one of those days where it's just like the body just doesn't want to cooperate. But it's like everything's just like muscles are tense and all that kind of fun stuff today. Up, it's 3 o'clock, people. Let's do this. What is going on, everybody? Happy Sunday to you all, and welcome to another live beer review. Hold on, got a hair in my mouth. Ugh. Fucking having a dog. Oh yeah, but today we got another collaboration that we're gonna be doing to kind of cap off American Craft Beer Week. Because today we're gonna be looking at some Mad Fat Tesseract by Interboro Spirits and Ales and their collaboration with Grimm Artisanal Ales. So these guys are kind of known for kind of making more like complex kind of styles of beer, but they came together and produced a nice double IPA that I've been hearing really good things about. I know my dad told me he really liked this one, so I'm really excited to try this one out. So I'm ready to crack this one open. From what I'm saying, they used a bunch of different hops kind of making this one. I think when it comes to like kind of getting down to it, a total of like, I think I saw like 6 different hops in this one, to where they was originally hopped with a first 3, and then they kind of integrated different other ones when it comes to their flavors in there. So I'm hoping this is going to be pretty damn good. Both of these breweries are out of Brooklyn, New York. They're practically neighbors to each other. So I'm excited to see what these two breweries came up with this one. So let's crack this guy open and see what we're looking at here. Let's see what we get on the smell. Oh yeah, super like grapefruity up front. Not really much of like a hoppy bite in there. I'm hoping maybe because like with that nice mixture of different hops they use, they're going to get like a kind of nice dankiness. Definitely seems like I'm going to get a good nice tropical flavor in this one. Still probably going to keep that nice hoppiness. I don't know. They kind of, from what I saw, there was an interesting thing they did with the malts they used in this. So I'm curious if that does anything different to it, to where it adds like a different element of sweetness. Yeah, I'm ready. I'm excited to try this one. So today, drinking out of my Grimm Army pint glass, and let's see how this guy pours. Let's see if this is hazy in all kinds of the form. Who knows? It's not looking too hazy, but that's okay. That's okay. It looks like it's kind of like a darker, kind of giving more of those more maltier colors. Yeah, look at that. Nice little bit of head. A little bit of like a yellowish kind of head. But yeah, look at that. Kind of hazy. Definitely has that more of like grapefruity, kind of orange kind of color to it. Oh yeah, definitely getting a lot of like tropical citrus notes on this. Definitely grapefruit is the first kind of smell that hits me in the face. But yeah, I'm excited to try this one out. Before I drink this one, just letting you guys know, this is come out to a whopping 8%. So I would say it's not over the top when it comes to ABV, but when it comes to like a nice double IPA, 8%'s around that like beginning realm of when these start coming out as. So let's give this guy a try. So cheers, everybody. Yeah, really, really nice, like pungent tropical flavors hitting with this one. I thought there wasn't going to be that much of a hoppy bite, but there's a really nice hoppiness that kind of mixes in there as well. Pretty good. I'm liking this one. Definitely has like a different kind of malty sweetness that I'm usually not used to tasting in a Imperial IPA, so which is really nice. It's a nice twist on like an average IPA kind of style. Kind of gives me like a kind of a more of like a bready sweetness, I guess you could say, from the malts. Definitely tastes like a sweetness I would expect in a different style of beer, but it's actually mixing really well with the nice hoppiness in there. Kind of, it reminds me of like something where it's like a hoppier kind of pilsner, like an IPL kind of situation, like an India Pale Lager kind of tastes in there as well. But yeah, flavors I'm getting on this one are nice. Definitely getting like a nice grapefruit, maybe some other tropical fruit notes in there. Maybe like a pineapple or mango. There's definitely some of that, but there's a nice bitterness to it. I can't say this is probably going to be anywhere on like a crazy high IBU rating, just because there's not that much of a crazy like bitterness, hoppy bitterness to this. But yeah, super solid so far. So let's talk about these two breweries really quick, since I usually talk about like a little bit of the story of the breweries beforehand, but I wanted to crack this guy open because I was excited to drink it. So let's talk about Interboro really quick and see what their story is. So, rooted in the city and its culture, we're stoked to make great beers and spirits for the community. They're proud to be a part of the New York. Wait, hold on. Let's see. Rooted in the city and its culture, we're stoked to make great beers and spirits for the community. We're proud to be part of New York City. Inspires us, brings art, music, and culture of the world to our doorstep. Whether it's our famous beer bars, restaurants, and our tasting room, or our hope is we get people connected and building the scene that pushes us to keep being creative. So yeah, this brewery right here kind of focuses on like the vast different cultures that come out of New York and Brooklyn and all that. So they really want to kind of stick to that kind of motto with that. So that's really cool. But let's kind of move over to Grimm Artisanal Ales here, where their story's kind of the same, but it's a little bit different as well. So Grimm Artisanal Ales is a Brooklyn-based brewery founded in 2013 by Joe and Lauren Grimm. After nearly a decade of tinkering and with fermentation, Grimm specializes in concise, elegant ales, epitomizing the creative, experimental spirit of American artisanal beer revolution, which has limited edition releases. We seek to push the boundaries for style and flavor in order to create beers with the utmost depth and complexity. So, what they did when they for 5 years they operated as a nomadic brewery, which is kind of like they would reach out, they would develop the recipes at home, like in their own kitchen, and then travel to existing breweries near and far to craft their commercial beers. So that's really cool how they did that. So it's kind of really nice to see like husband and wife kind of starting by creating these beers in their kitchen and kind of coming out and actually being able to open up their own kind of brewery themselves and tap house and all that kind of stuff. So that's really cool. I can definitely see there's a lot of different creative beer styles when they created this one, just because there's so many different flavors that I would expect out of different styles of beer that I'm actually getting in this, from like that IPL kind of more breadier sweetness, but kind of mixing really smoothly with that nice hoppy bite. Yeah, I like it a lot. Definitely has a nice pillowy mouthfeel. There's still a nice bitterness in there to where you know you're drinking a nice Imperial IPA. So let's see what they say the profile of this guy is. So, like I said, it's an 8%, and they say it's a 39 IBU. So that's on the little bit lower range of the IBUs. So, description of this guy is brewed in a collaboration with our neighbors, Grimm Ales. Aromas of dank orange, grapefruit, and pineapple. Pours hazy pale yellow, citrus, and tropical juice on the palate. Soft mouthfeel with very little bitterness. Brewed with English pale and Pilsner malts and lots of malted wheat with just a touch of unmalted oats. Fermented with Grimm's house ale yeast that hopped with Mosaic, Citra, and Equinox hops. And the brewer selected blends of Falconer Flight constituents, including Columbus, Centennial, and Cascade, and Amarillo. So I'm curious of which brewery kind of added the little bit of the constituents, kind of like giving out those Falconer Flight kind of notes that you would get from that kind of style situation, where you get the hints of stuff like from the Columbus hop, the Centennial, the Cascade, and the Amarillo, but then kind of keeping that hopped base with the Mosaic, Citra, and Equinox. Definitely getting those citrus notes from the Citra, definitely getting those nice piney notes from the Mosaic, so that's really nice. But I think when they added like the constituents from the Falconer Flight, when it comes to the Columbus, the Centennial, Cascade, and the Amarillo, plus I haven't really had many beers that have had Equinox hops in there, so I can see why they, right here when it says they used English Pale and Pilsner malts, definitely getting a lot of those, like an IPL flavor out of this, like a kind of situation where it's like more of a bready sweetness mixing it with that nice hoppy bite, because when you're using that many different like kind of hop flavors, you know you're going to get a nice, really kind of mixture of hoppiness in there. So, but it's not to the point where it's too bitter to where it's unenjoyable. So yeah, they really solid job doing this one. I think when it comes to vast complexity of being able to mix all those ingredients to kind of put in something that these two breweries teamed up to create, they did a fantastic job, I think. Yeah, super smooth, nice hoppy bite. Definitely really nice like citrusy notes, along with how they say the orange, but I get a lot of grapefruit in there. So that's really cool. So let's see what people are saying about this one on tap. So, like I said, 8% ABV, 39 IBU, and with over 2,697 ratings, this one has an average rating of 4.08 out of 5, which is pretty damn good. Pretty damn good for that much. So, somebody purchased this. Let's see. There's a couple places that these people purchased this. So, somebody purchased this at Food Garden Market, where let's see where they're available at. Where is Food Garden Market? I think that's, Franklin Grove, New York. So downtown New York, probably find some of the stuff around the Brooklyn area. This guy rated it a 4.7 out of 5. Let's see, we got somebody purchased it at Halftime Marmanek, which I'm guessing is another New York location. Yep, in Marmanek, New York. So a bunch of breweries, like a bunch of places around the New York area, probably have this one in stock, so you kind of just go around and look for it. This guy gave it a 4.5. Somebody gave it a 4 out of 5. And let's see, saying old can still has some shine. Yeasties galore, retains some of the Grimm Tessie resin flavors, although it's way past its prime. So this guy's drinking a little bit older, but that's okay. I always enjoyed kind of drinking older beers because they kind of grow different flavors when they sit a little bit. So somebody gave it a 4.25. Let's see, 4.25 for. Let's see, somebody gave it a 3.5 with their purchase off Tavor, like how I got mine. Another 4. Somebody gave it a 3.25 with a purchase off Tavor. 3.75. 4.25. So yeah, relatively really good ratings out of this, I would say. So let's start kind of breaking down what my ratings on this one's going to be. So let's start with can art. Let me pour the rest of this in. Yeah, I really, really enjoy the can art for this one. I really like the colors to where it kind of goes from like green, has that like holographic kind of look to it, where it's like dark green, light green, to a teal, to like a dark blue. And it's just really, really nice. I like that it's a very, very flashy can to where it's like you're going to see that from on the other side of the liquor store bottle shop just by how holographic that is. So really, really good choice for that. And it's kind of when you put into the light, colors start to change a little bit because of the holographic kind of pretty much label. I really like the kind of the fonts they used for their name. So the Mad Fat Tesseract, and of course, and then it kind of has like a little Tesseract on the bottom, kind of cube thing. So that's really cool. But yeah, really, really nice. And of course, you got the pint, and then the ABV, which they use a really nice kind of unique font with that one. So yeah, they did a really good job with this one. This would definitely be one that would catch my attention with seeing it in a liquor store or bottle shop for sure. So I'd give this a solid like 4.5 out of 5 for can art. I really enjoy this one. Definitely really flashy and kind of just grabs your attention. So let's start going down the ratings here. So if I got this beer in a flight at either Interboro or Grimm, would I get another one? Yeah, I probably would, to be honest. It's good. I really like it. I really like the kind of the unique kind of more of like a different, like how I said it, kind of the malty flavors kind of remind me of like an IPL kind of situation, to where it's kind of a mixture of like a nice hoppy IPA plus mixing in like those different kind of malts that you would use. When I've tasted like an IPL, I get a lot of those similar flavors when it comes to drinking this as well. So it's a nice mix. It definitely kind of throws you through a loop because you feel like you're drinking a different style of beer, but then it comes back and reminds you that this is a nice Imperial IPA with that kind of like boozy, hoppy flavor. But it's not too boozy. It's very smooth. It's not too bitter. It's very, very well balanced. So yeah, I'd probably get this one in a flight for sure. I'd get a glass of this by itself if I got in a flight. So let's see what my final rating on this guy is going to be. Let's see. Like the can art, so it's a 4.08 on Untapped. Really like the flavors. I really like how they kind of changed it up a little bit to where it's not your average everyday Imperial IPA, which is good. Like when people kind of create their own kind of style with a style that's already out there with an Imperial IPA. So I'm going to go with like a solid 7.75, almost an 8 on this one. I think I'm leaning closer to an 8. Really, really good. Definitely, if you're into like a nice either IPL, to where you'll get a lot of those similar flavors from like an India Pale Lager, but then if you also like a nice hoppy, bitter kind of Imperial IPA, this is going to be one you're going to enjoy for sure. So definitely would recommend to all my IPA loving friends out there. This would definitely be one to kind of put on your list to kind of keep an eye out for, because you're going to have a pretty good experience with this one. So I think I'm going to leave it more on like the higher tier. I'll give this a solid 8 out of 10. Really, really good. Big shout outs to Grimm and Interboro for coming together and coming out with a nice collab brew. I always like seeing breweries collab together because it kind of gives different takes on something that you could tell they work together to take the time out and kind of put something together. You rarely see when it comes to different industries that, I don't want to say, I guess you could say they're competitors, but in the craft beer industry, they're not. I guess you can say they're... when it comes to craft beer, it's hard for me to believe that two different breweries are competitors, just because you're always going to have those craft beer fans that are going to always want to try different breweries, always want to go back to an old favorite kind of situation, to where... And you could come out with something completely different, and your kind of experience at that brewery when it comes to the beer styles they have available on tap are going to be completely different. So I really, really enjoy that a lot of breweries come together and do collaborations and come out with beers that they've worked together on. So that's really, really cool. But yeah, super, super awesome brew. Would definitely recommend. You might be able to find some more stuff from Interboro on like Tavor or something, but my first recommendation for everybody who's a beer drinker, make sure you go get on Untapped and create an account and just pretty much have fun. It's a social media platform for beer drinkers, and they give you awesome deals when it comes to different beer subscription services, when it comes to either Tavor or like stuff that different states kind of create their own services out like that. So they give you a lot of discount codes. You can get discount codes for the glassware they have, and so many different opportunities for cool things. And it's a very intricate app, and it's a really, really cool platform. So if you're on Untapped and you haven't shot me a friend request yet, my link to my profile is down in the description below. Shoot me a friend request, and I want to see what other people are drinking as well, so I can keep my eye out for stuff that I might be able to get near me. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. So again, thank you everybody in chat for hanging out. You guys are amazing. If you like what you see, make sure you hit that like button on your way. It would help me out a lot. And if you're new to the channel and this is your first video seeing from me, make sure to hit that subscribe button along with the notification bell if you like what you see. I do reviews every single day, so pretty much so you'll always have beer content coming to you. But other than that, that's pretty much it, guys. So again, thank you everybody in chat for hanging out. Everybody who's going to be watching the replay, you guys are awesome as well. And yeah, I'm going to say it like I always say and get out of here. So again, thank you. And if you're going to drink responsibly. Don't drink and drive. And cheers, everybody.